Learn how to turn your smartphone into a professional quality video camera. Be sure to check out our mobile filmmaking courses, master the FiLMiC Pro app, and learn about smartphone video and cinematography. And also, don't forget, we have a companion filmmaking podcast. Links are in the description.
The build quality of this is really good. This reminds me a lot of the M2, the Crane M2, the build quality. Very impressive. Does not come with a tripod, which is not a big deal. Feels good. Good size grip. Initially, very impressed with the build quality, much better than most gimbals on the market. As a comparison, this is the Crane M2 and this is the new Zhiyun Smooth Q2. Definitely smaller, but kind of in the same world, really. And just for comparison's sake, for those that are wondering, this is the original Smooth Q and this is the new Smooth Q, Smooth Q2. This handle is plastic. It's much like every other gimbal on the market. This is metal, aluminum. I'm not 100% sure what it's made out of, but it does feel solid. Feels very well built. The original Smooth Q was one of my very favorite gimbals. Super simple, but it worked great. So now let's find out how this new one works. Unlike a lot of gimbals, this does not come attached to this. Again, this reminds me of the Crane M2. The cradle, the phone holder, is a separate piece, but it attaches really quickly and easily. There's a release on the side. You can lock it and unlock it. It slides through the top. And then you lock it down. Now you can put whatever phone you want in there. For this test, I'm using a XS Max. I will demonstrate my 11 Pro as well, but initially I'm using the XS Max. I've got a Moment case on it. And you just need to get it in there relatively balanced. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you hold the power button down for 3 seconds. And it will grab it. Now, I like to shoot with FiLMiC Pro, but I'm going to go through using the app real quick, setting it up. And this is the first time I've done this, so we'll see how it goes. All right, well, that was pretty painless. You saw that in real time. Again, I've never connected that before. Now again, I'm not going over the Zhiyun app. I like to use third-party apps like FiLMiC Pro or what have you. The only good thing about using the app is you can hit record from the handle. So now I'm recording a video clip and I can hit it again and stop.
So there is a feature to connect the gimbal directly to your native phone app. That way you can control start, stop. You simply do it through Bluetooth. However, I couldn't get it to connect. Tried numerous times, no luck. But I'll try it again in the future and hopefully it'll work.
But the video quality and the control in these apps is just not nearly as good as third-party apps like FiLMiC Pro. One thing I really like is it has a joystick. A lot of the gimbals have gone away from joysticks. I personally like them. To switch between the different modes, right now it's pan follow, I believe. Now it's in lock mode. Now it's in follow mode. And then there's a POV mode. And that puts it into a flashlight type mode. And then you click it again, it goes back to the original. And to go into selfie, you click the power button 3 times. And then to go back to normal shooting, you click it again. So that's the basic setup. Again, I wouldn't use the built-in app myself, but for some it has features that you may like.
So here's the 11 Pro Max, the gimbal, and a small tripod. You can really see how compact the gimbal is here. So the big question today with the iPhone 11 is, does the gimbal work with the ultra-wide lens? If you go into follow mode or POV mode, then the gimbal has a way to switch into ultra-wide lens mode.
Okay, I'm in follow mode and the arm is in the shot, obviously. But if you hit the record button 3 times, it goes into a quasi flashlight mode and the arm is hidden more or less. You can kind of still see it there.
This works okay. I'm glad they included it. But as you can see here, it's really not the perfect solution. So I continued the test. And I figured out there's a better way to do this.
So I'll go out of that mode. Now I'm going to go into pan follow mode and I'm going to tilt forward. So now it's more or less flashlight mode. This is the winner. You need to go into flashlight mode to totally remove the arm unless you want to push in post-production.
So some other things you might be curious about. The gimbal holds 260 grams, which is pretty decent. The battery life is good. According to Zhiyun, it will last 16 hours. It takes about 3 hours to charge from completely dead. And it does have a vertical video mode. They call it portrait mode, if you want to do social media kind of videos. But please don't shoot like this for anything else. And yes, there is a vortex mode for those of you that want to get dizzy on your next production, also known as Inception mode. Overall, I'd say this is a really solid gimbal. It's much more professional feeling than a lot of the gimbals in the same category, especially the build quality. The feature set is pretty comparable to most. It is a little pricier than, say, for instance, the Osmo Mobile 3 or some other competitors like the Blog Pocket. So really you just got to decide what features you want and what work best for your particular projects. If you also have larger cameras, say compact or mirrorless, you should really look at the Crane M2. But really, as I often say, all the gimbals on the market today are really pretty good in their own right. Some do things better than others. But if you're interested in a gimbal that has a very professional feel, that's still pretty affordable and works well, then you should consider checking out this new Smooth Q2. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Blake Calhoun. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.